Hi, Sandra here from Create in Spain, and this is another tutorial on Gimp, particularly I think for Ladybug, I think it was, who requested this on another forum. Okay, so I've got an image here which I have just opened up. It's a piece of free clip art, and for this particular demonstration this is quite a good thing to use. What I'm going to do is show you how to use this tool here, which is the Select by Colour tool. Now, for all of you who are using cutters and things and making designs by piece and things like that, or even people doing maybe applique, that sort of stuff, this is a really handy tool. Now, as you can see, I have several shades of red in this heart and several shades of blue in these flames here. So I'm going to show you what you can do with this tool. Okay, the tool we want is this one here, Select by Colour, so I've got it selected. And if you see my windows over here, at the moment there's no information for that tool coming up. But if you click on this button here, or double click on this one here, you will get the various information for that tool. Anti-aliasing, that's kind of smoothing edges, and as you can see, the explanations come up when you just hover the mouse over, so that's quite a handy thing. And various things, and the one we're going to really talk about today is the threshold. Mine at the moment is set to 29, which is quite high. But you can set it to a lower threshold or a higher one. What does this do? Okay, think of the threshold as something which says, hey, you're like me or you're not like me. A low threshold will say to most colours in your design, if you click on it and you have a low threshold, it will look at the other colours around it and say, you're not like me, I'm not selecting you. You're not my friend, you're not in my group, go away. If you have a high threshold selected, it will say, hey, you're just like me, I'll select you for my team. So let's see what happens. I've got this set to 29, I'm going to lower that slightly, take it down to about 15. And I'm going to click on the heart and look, all I get selected is this poor little bit in the middle. Oh, it's all by itself. Okay. However, if I put the threshold up to 29, which is where I had it before, and I click on it, I get more areas being selected more quickly. And the more you click on it, in my case anyway here, and I'll show you why in a second, the more areas I get. And now I've got the whole heart selected. Now the reason it did that is because on the mode I have got add to current selection. And what this does is with every click of the mouse, it adds whatever you've selected, it adds it to what was selected before. If I had it on replace the current selection, it would be replacing it with whatever I clicked on, which obviously isn't the idea. You want to select, add to the current selection. If you clicked on something you did not want selected, you could subtract it from the current selection by clicking on it. And this one here is intersect with the current selection, which obviously intersects with it. But anyway, I have my heart selected. Now, I know a lot of people aren't particularly happy with layers, and at the moment I only have one layer, and this is selected here. Oops. That came up. Right, so I've got my one layer. If I want to have this heart in a separate layer, what I can do is I can go to Edit. I can cut it or I can copy it. So if I want it on its own, a separate layer, I'll cut it and I will go to Edit and Paste as a new layer or a new image, or even I could have it as a brush if I wanted to. We did brushes in, I think, the last video I did, but as a new image, for example. So I've now got just the heart and I've taken it out. I've still got this image here, but this has created a nice new one. So I can go back to my old one. Now, for example, maybe I just want the interiors of these flames. So let's see what happens if I select on a bit in here. Actually, I think that's almost done it. Let me go to my tools. And if I go over to edit and cut, I can see what it's going to take out of there. It's not taking all that blue flame, so edit, undo the cut. And if I increase my threshold a little bit, I'm going to go and undo my select by colour, so I haven't got any here to confuse you. I'm going to select a higher threshold, maybe up to 37, see what this does, and click on a pale bit there, and then go to edit, cut. As you can see, that's created a bit more of a cut, but not quite. So if I now decide, okay, I want to cut more of this pale blue out, so I can increase the threshold, take that to 45, I think, and click on one of the paler bits. So click there, and then go to edit, cut, and see what that's cut out. It's cut out some, but not too much. But I can increase it and I can eventually get the result that I want. Or if I'm being really lazy, I can undo my cut, undo select by colour. Right, okay, let's take this up to 60. And I'm going to, oh, that didn't do undo by cut all the way. Okay, right, got it back to the beginning and in that bit there. And now if I go to edit and cut, it has taken all the pale blue bit out of there. And if I go to edit, I can go to paste as a new image. So I've got just those blue bits. Alternatively, I can go back to this one, and what I can do, I can go select, invert, and then I can go to edit, cut, edit, paste as a new image, and I will get the outer bits coming up without the middle bits that I took out. Remember, when you do put a mask on to cut things out, inverting it will change your selection. If you had the inside selected, it will then select the outside and vice versa. So that's quite a nice way of doing your selections. And if you use Silhouette Cameo and you use the Studio software, when you do a trace, the trace function doesn't operate by colour in the same way. It will operate between light and dark. It doesn't operate on shades of the same colour, and this one can. So, okay, that's it. That's basically my tutorial. If you want to save this, all you have to do is go to File, either Save As, but if you want to use it in Silhouette Studio, Export, and then export it to, I'll pick my desktop, and then down here, select File Type, and go to a PNG, find the PNG, select a PNG, there we go, and then it will select it as a PNG, and all transparencies are saved in that as well, so that's a useful thing to do. Okay, hope you found that useful. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.